Before the video starts, I want to say thank you guys so much for 1K subs. That is actually crazy. Like, genuinely, a milestone I always wanted to achieve one day ever since I was a child. Like, thank you guys so much. Not a crazy milestone ever, but it's definitely one for me. And I know the reason I gained so much is because of my layer maker re-uploads, which I can agree, it's true. However, with those videos existing, I genuinely believe I would make it one day, and I succeeded thanks to my other work. And one of those videos that manages to still stay relevant is, of course, the Angry Birds Iceberg video. Now, when I first uploaded that video, I only wanted 1K views, and it's because I worked my ass off on that vid. Once I uploaded it, I thought it was a magnus opus, but looking back into the video and watching it gain over 10K views, now I come to realize, yeah, no, the video has problems. Like, no, that video feels like a child made it, and I genuinely feel I can do better. Luckily, Iceberg videos are still relevant, and I've gotten better at editing, so I thought, maybe, let's refresh from that video and make a new one instead. So, just like I did with my last Iceberg, I grabbed my own information and from the media as well. By the way, guys, there is so much new info about Angry Birds to this day of 2023, which is insane, and combined it together into my own Iceberg chart. You guys know how Iceberg videos work, but for those who don't, basically the top layer is quite tame and common knowledge, where people know about it, and then further down the iceberg where it goes, more obscure and strange it gets. That's about it. Let's begin with the iceberg. Rovio. Rovio is a Finnish video game developer that is mainly responsible for many of the Angry Birds games, as well as for other games as well. We'll talk about this video game company later. Movies. This entry is referring to the two movies of Angry Birds that were both produced by Columbia Pictures, Sony Pictures Animation, and Rovio Animations. The first movie was released in 2016, getting mixed reviews, but absolutely destroyed the box office, and then a second film being released in 2019, which did relatively well both by reviews and the box office. Ari Pulkkinen. Ari Pulkkinen is a Finnish video game composer that is most notably known for his Angry Birds soundtrack, and specifically the Angry Birds theme song. Golden eggs. Golden eggs are basically Easter eggs hidden throughout many levels of many Angry Birds games. When you find these Easter eggs, they act as extra levels, which is pretty cool. Toons. Angry Birds Toons is an animated cartoon made by Rovio where each of these episodes are short tunes of the main characters, even the pigs included, going through many adventures and misadventures. Jenga. Rovio partnered with Hasbro Gaming to release marketable merch of many Angry Birds-based board games with the association of Jenga in the title. Mighty Eagle. Mighty Eagle is a gigantic bald eagle that appears in the Angry Birds series. He is the most powerful bird in the Angry Birds franchise. When using the power-up, he'll come roaring down from the skies and strike the ground with incredible force, and every pig will pop and every structure will be completely reduced to atoms. (2019) Around this year, Rovio deleted all the Angry Birds games in July of 2019 and led many fans upset by this and decided to revolt against Rovio for deleting all Angry Birds games in turn with #BringTwenty12back. Duolingo. Back in 2020, Duolingo and Rovio made a collaboration as Red appearing in Duolingo lessons and the Green Owl appearing as a spell in Angry Birds 2. Piggy Tales. Piggy Tales is another animated series that looked like claymation. This series featured the pigs doing many adventures and skits. This series will follow up to a second season called Piggy Tales at Work, then it was later continued as Piggy Tales the Third Act, its third season, and it was continued again in the fourth season, Piggy Tales 4th Street. Luke Nuetzman. So I never heard of this YouTuber in my life, but I added it to the entry because a comment from my last video suggested that Luke Nuetzman should have been added to the iceberg. So here it is. So Luke Nuetzman is a YouTuber that plays Let's Plays on his channel. He has well over 24.8k subscribers, and from what I'm guessing, he was well remembered from playing Angry Birds content that left many people having a nostalgic memory, which I can respect. Plushies. Much like Jenga, Rovio made their franchise into marketable plushies that you can still find through majority websites. Telepods. Telepods are basically little figurines of many Angry Birds characters. They can teleport them into the game by using a scan code underneath the figures, which in placing it on top of the camera, it'll teleport the specific character into the game. These telepods can be available from the games of Angry Birds Star Wars 2, Stella, Transformers, and Angry Birds Go. Evan Moana, or better known as EvanTube HD, is a YouTuber that made many nostalgic videos, but from what many people remember from his videos the most is the Angry Birds content. He made many of these nostalgic videos where you may remember his videos, which I definitely now have, and I honestly forgot to mention him in my last Iceberg video, so I gotta give credit to the same man from earlier. Thanks, bro. Weird Angry Birds games. This entry is referring to the many weird Angry Birds games you can find on many websites even to this day. Some of these can range from playing Crazy Birds to shooting the angry cat. What the hell? Bad Piggies 2. Bad Piggies 2 is a sequel to the original Bad Piggies and a spin-off from the main Angry Birds franchise. It was a soft launch on May 4, 2023 in Sweden, Finland, the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, and Poland. The gameplay is very similar to the original, however, there are some changes. Bad Piggies 2 was announced mid-2021 in the form of ads on TikTok. Each ad was released in 3 different art styles, the classic version, Toons version, and the movie version as a vote. The movie design ended up winning regardless of the votes, which upset some fans. However, Bad Piggies was officially released to some regions through the Google Play Store. Angry Birds Breakfast 1 and 2. Angry Birds Breakfast 1 and 2 were relatively unknown Angry Birds games. These games can be played through limited release CDs, which can be found by Nestle brand cereal boxes. Angry Birds Gummies. Angry Birds Gummies are fruit-flavored gummies that are licensed and produced from healthy food brands. Now, further looking into this, there are other different types of assortment of these gummies, like a Halloween theme for example, so I guess that's kind of cool, but sadly, these gummies are no longer manufactured. Angry Birds Cheetos. Rovio promoted Cheetos in Turkey with an official Angry Birds game. This game is accessed by special codes found in packaging. Angry Birds Volcano. Angry Birds Volcano, or also known as Turkish Prever, is a code marketing promotion for Phaser Confection. This is an exclusive theme minigame where players were required a code from the purchase of a product. George. So apparently George is the name of the original version of Red. I can't find any concrete evidence that George is the actual name of Red, but here's some concept art of what Red would have looked like. Attractions. This entry refers to a couple of attractions related to Angry Birds, like, for instance, Angry Birds Land, a local amusement park located in Sarkanemi. I'm sorry, I probably pronounced that very wrong, but it is open to this very day. Angry Birds Dice. Angry Birds Dice was a cancelled online virtual board game involving Angry Birds characters in which players attempt to collect property and bankrupt their opponents by having them land on it. On September 10, 2017, it was announced that Angry Birds Dice will shut down the servers on October 10, 2017 due to company restructuring, I think. The game was removed from the Apple Store and Google Play Store, making the 5th Angry Birds game to be cancelled. Ross. Ross is a supporting antagonist in the Angry Birds series, and he is the main protagonist in Bad Piggies as he engineers vehicles. Now, again, I want to bring up 2 commenters who commented on my last Iceberg video. King Matthew Smoochik saying that Ross was actually named officially by Rovio, not by the fans, and this commenter, LetBelow8958, for stating that Ross also appeared in Angry Birds Dice as the first opponent. So, thank you both for correcting me, King Matthew Smoochik and LetBelow8958. Swine flu. Now, this is an interesting take. Apparently, during the development of Angry Birds, the staff realized the birds needed an enemy. At the time, the swine flu epidemic was in the news, so the staff made the birds' enemies pigs. That is a quite cool fact because who knows what the staff of Rovio would have come up with as the main enemies of Angry Birds. Sonic collab. Sonic the Hedgehog was featured in Angry Birds Epic as an event. In the event, he was captured by Dr. Eggman but was eventually set free by the Flock and worked alongside them to defeat Eggman's badniks. His abilities are to spin dash on the enemies and turn into Supersonic when the Rage Chili is used on him. The event lasted for a limited time and he will no longer be playable after the event ends. Angry Birds. Angry Birds was an actual game in development, even though it was considered an April Fool's joke in 2015. A trailer was already made for the game, which was in development to be an official game set for the public, but the team decided to cancel it. And good lord they did that because what the actual hell is this? Angry Birds Breakfast 3. Angry Birds Breakfast 1 and 2 were CD games, while Angry Birds Breakfast 3 is required from a website, NetSellAngryBirds.com. You can't access it now, but it was believed that you can get a game code from purchasing a Milo cereal box to redeem it and play the game. Angry Birds Coca-Cola. Angry Birds Coca-Cola was a game released on June 11, 2012. This version was made with the cooperation of Rovio, Coca-Cola Chinese, and the Chinese Olympic Games team. The website was originally hosted at Coca-ColaAngryBirds.com. Now the game has been removed and the website Coca-ColaAngryBirds.com redirects itself to the homepage. However, if you still want to play the game, I actually have a link to play the game down in the description below if you are interested. Fun Video TV. Fun Video TV is a YouTube channel that makes very, very weird animation parody videos with many references, most notably Gangnam Style. But for real though, what the hell is this? Sex episode. Now, don't worry, it doesn't sound crazy as it seems, but this entry refers to a specific episode in Angry Birds Toons called The Miracle of Life that features the theme of sex. Basically, Red and Chuck, by the way, keep in mind, Red and Chuck are both males, are captured by a mustache pig, and basically he and his minions go on Red and Chuck to give birth to an egg. You know what I mean, so that way they don't have to go through the effort to steal an egg. It's a funny episode, and I'm surprised Rovio got away with this one. Angry Birds Fruit Loops. So in Angry Birds Space, in order to promote Fruit Loops bloopers, Rovio made 5 custom levels associated with the Brass Hog's world. These levels introduce hard spoons, cereal asteroids, bowls, and Toucan Sam replacing Space Eagle. Pigs are asexual. Now, I genuinely forgot where I got this topic because I've been researching the specific entry, but I cannot find anything related to this topic. However, my personal theory is that the pigs in Angry Birds are shown to be asexual since there's hardly any female pigs through the games and the show, unless you count that one pig in Hogs and Kisses, which, by the way, is mostly a love interest for King Pig. So, what I'm guessing is that the rest of the minion pigs in the Angry Birds universe are asexual. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. If you guys have any information about this, let me know in the comments below. Red's Mighty Feather Part 3. So, I found this post by the Angry Birds subreddit basically stating that Red's Mighty Feather is the 9th Angry Birds episode, and it was originally a non-sequential episode consisting of new style of gameplay known as Egg Defender. But it was received negative feedback from fans with 15 standard levels that follow standard Angry Birds gameplay. In the files, there are many unused sprites of this episode, but mainly the theme of the episode would focus on water aspects. The third part was never released, leaving the episode incomplete. Matilda was originally green. So, I found this post on Twitter by the user @AngryBirds_facts stating that Matilda was referred to as a bird_green, and her ability is Grenade, through the files of Angry Birds Classic. So, this basically implies Matilda was originally a green bird that dropped grenades instead of a white bird that dropped exploding eggs. Red Girl. So, apparently Red Girl actually has a name which goes by the name of Ruby, is an unplayable character that appears in Hogs and Kisses episode in Angry Birds Seasons. Now, I could be wrong, but she also appeared in Angry Birds Friends and Evolution as cameos, and crazily enough, in the real world, she actually made 2 oddly appearances in an Angry Birds trading card game and in a Spanish children's board book called Que Sorpresa, which is actually kind of bonkers for me to come across this information. Stella and Matilda are sisters. Now, this may sound disappointing to some of you guys, especially for me, but I swear I cannot find any source of information of Matilda and Stella being sisters. And I put this on the entry to see if I could find any information, but sadly I couldn't. If you guys have any idea or information about this, please let me know in the comments below. Angry Birds sound effect in PVZ2 online. Now, this was a typo, but it is true. From the same user @AngryBirds_facts states that the Chinese exclusive web game Plants vs. Zombies Online features sound effects from Angry Birds in the Qin Shi Hang Mausoleum. I don't know, but pretty obscure. Mystery Game. Angry Birds Mystery Game was a game being developed by Rovio, and the game was first brought to the public's attention on Angry Birds Nest when the German news station DW made a story on Rovio's success and toured their office space. On some of the employees' monitors were levels of the unfinished game. Many believe the screenshots came from Angry Birds Rio, which was releasing that year, but the Angry Birds Twitter account disproved the claim on March 4, 2011. To this day, this mysterious Angry Birds game is said to be considered lost media. Angry Birds Jr. Angry Birds Jr. is an extremely easier version of the original Angry Birds, designed for younger kids. This entry is very lacking in information, and I can't find that much info for Angry Birds Jr. other than the website providing a user by the name of YouUnblockMario, last edited from 5 years ago. So, I'm assuming this game came out in 2018, but was probably cancelled or deleted immediately. This is pretty much all the info I can find for this entry until I came across Pink Pigs, which is the next entry. Pink Pigs. The pink pig is a pig appearing in Angry Birds Jr. They are the smallest and weakest pigs in the game. And what is striking about this entry is that these pigs were technically considered female pigs. Like, this could kind of take away the theory of why pigs are asexual if there are female pigs here. And again, kind of crazy I didn't put this on the entry on the Iceberg, but apparently in one area of King Pig's castle from Angry Birds Go, Survival of the Fastest, there are jail cells containing pink pigs. This had led to fans theorizing as to why the pink pigs are locked up. And even then, we don't have full appearances of these pink pigs, which is very odd. Laserbird Cannon in Angry Birds Star Wars. This might be disappointing to some of you guys, but I genuinely cannot find information about this entry. I've been searching through Reddit, Twitter, and Google, but I cannot find information. If you guys know of any idea what this entry could be referring to, then let me know in the comments below. Piggy Bank. Alright, so I already explained this entry on my last Iceberg video. However, what I didn't expect is how this entry has other meanings to it. From the same commenter, King Matthew Smoothcheek said that Piggy Bank was actually a shop icon in the game, not just a literal Angry Birds piggy bank. And turns out, after doing some research, he isn't wrong. And, more surprisingly, another commenter by the name of Chuck Flash stated that there's a rare piggy bank plushie of Angry Birds. They've only made 3 of them and no one really knows what happened to them. Moreover, the piggy bank was also a direct payment service that Rovio tried to implement on their games. However, it didn't last long. For this one in particular, I cannot find information about this one, but my trust for this random commenter is really up there. Pretty crazy how this entry kinda led to all this though. Hungry Birds. This entry is honestly cool. This entry is referring to a somewhat disturbing but amazing YouTube video made by Exploshi. Watch the video for yourself. It's only 46 seconds, so it's not wasting your time, and it's honestly a surreal experience to watch for yourselves. I'll link the video down in the description if you're interested. The pigs are cannibals. Now, this entry is quite disappointing because when searching this up, it shows a shitty fan theory subreddit where it claims that pigs are cannibals because they steal eggs to make egg and ham sandwiches. Like, okay. So, I wasn't going further to the next entry just to quit like that, so I dug further, and I came across this video where it's titled Angry Birds, Episode 11, The Pigs Are Cannibals, by the YouTuber named Da Ara Wolf, where in the description it reads, in this episode, we continue on with the first world of the mighty hoax and find out that the pigs are cannibals since they have ham in one of the forts. And thanks to my sufficient memory of these games, it is true. The pigs have fucking hams throughout the games. Now, I don't know why Rovio intended to put a specific detail there. And, like, again, this is just speculation because there's no real proof of pigs being cannibals. But now, when it comes to realize this detail, I feel very weird about this. Maybe the pigs are cannibals. Red swore in Ace Fighter. Angry Birds Ace Fighter was a cancelled and now discontinued flying shoot-'em-up game. It was developed by Seoum Game and published by Rovio Entertainment. Now, through a level, it shows like a cutscene of Red swearing when talking a conversation with a character named AlphaGo. I genuinely don't know how Rovio got away with this considering kids could be playing this and see their childhood character swearing, but I thought this was pretty crazy. Striped Bird. The Striped Bird is one of the 3 Easter eggs that hatched. They first appeared on a 2012 Easter card. They slightly resemble one of the blues, and their appearance is a small white bird with yellow, blue, pastel, red, and green stripes, yellow beak, 2 tufts of feather, and large eyes with small black pupils. This character is only a background character and is never once a playable character. Angry Birds Now, this entry isn't what you think it is. In fact, it's quite a funny entry. So, I found this Reddit post where I'll quote from it. The sign has a typo. It's in Finnish. It was meant to say Angry Birds Corner, Angry Birds Nurkrus, but instead it says Angry Birds Master, Angry Birds Run Crust. So basically, this sign was to indicate in the corner there would be Angry Birds products to find, but the creator of the sign made a typo which would be Master. So when I looked this up on Google Translate, I can safely say this entry isn't lying. Satan is canon in Angry Birds. Kinda crazy entry, but apparently in Angry Birds Evolution, there is a character named Beast. Beast is a Halloween bird in Angry Birds Evolution that could be obtained in the hatchery at a heavy metal Halloween event, but now can be obtained at other events. It is described to look devilish and he is pretty evil, like some biblical character. Mustache Pig Dead. Okay, so in Bad Piggies, you can find these skulls to collect almost like golden eggs. By the way, that's kind of creepy that you can just do that in the game. And so, I don't know if it's true, but there's a level containing Mustache Pig's remaining skull. I don't know what specific level in Bad Piggies you can find it in, but I can definitely say this entry is true, since this skull sprite came from Bad Piggies. If you guys know what level it is, please tell me in the comments below. Again, very creepy Rovio added that detail. Rip Mustache Pig though. Turnaround. For quite some time, I've seen this entry through some Iceberg charts and no one seemed to find the real answer to this cryptic entry, until today. You see, it may seem eerie or creepy, but in actuality, it's quite anticlimactic and more confusing at the same time. So, the research took quite some time, but I found a Reddit user and I came to the conclusion of what this entry could be referring to. I found my answer through Reddit, but I cannot find where I got my evidence from, but basically Turnaround refers to an achievement in Angry Birds Classic where if you launch the birds backwards from the slingshot 20 times, an achievement will pop up. Now, this is odd, considering if it was an achievement popping up, it would have been easy for users to explain this entry. And like mobile games, or at the very least, Angry Birds, never have really shown gamers their achievement stats, so the achievement could be a PC or console port. And, like, it's weird, because searching the Turnaround achievement on YouTube or Google for video proof is lacking, so I can't really confirm if this entry is for real. And further into this rabbit hole, I came across the same subreddit r/Angry Birds where they showed this post. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it's stating that the turnaround achievement would show a hidden wall and weird sprite of the game. They showed the image of this, but it looks so fake, guys, I doubt that it is even real. So the only reasonable explanation for this achievement is either it was a modded version of the game where you obtain it, or simply the turnaround can refer to a creepypasta, which I also came across in researching. Or, who knows, maybe this entry could mean something else or not. We don't know the official answer. December 3rd, 2022 incident. Okay, so frankly, the most disturbing and subtle information of this entire iceberg, but I found this by a Reddit user by the name of anime_thunder to explain this entry. He stated, quote, "It's an incident and it's honestly really creepy. People don't know about it anymore. Maybe Rovio forcefully made everyone delete the video so the Angry Birds name won't be tarnished. So the story is this. A boy wearing an Angry Birds t-shirt was ripped apart by pigs. Her mother said that he loved Angry Birds very much and that might have caused him to go near pigs. This could be fake, but I saw 2 videos in 2010 and they seem pretty real." When someone else asked for proof, all he could respond was how the videos were already deleted. Again, this is pretty much all I can find for this entry other than sick trolls showing actual vids or pigs getting burned to death through a couple of subreddits I found. Like, what the fuck, guys? I could safely say this is fake because if this was true, I feel like this would be big news in the media. Also, how can there be 2 videos of this event since who the fuck would be recording that incident? I get there's some crazy videos out there, but I feel like in this situation, it feels exaggerated. Also, how the hell did Rovio manage to find people who own these videos and forcefully delete them like they're the part of the fucking government? But again, who knows? You know, it could be real, it could be fake, but the chances are, this could be a joke entry, but pretty wild. But hold on. Well, I'm not done. I think I figured out what the December 22 incident could mean. And prepare yourself, guys, because this absolutely blew my mind because it was literally hiding in plain sight. Almost giving up, I searched this up on Google. I was led to this TikTok link. I clicked on it, and when I was taken to watch a very specific video, I knew what this entry could refer to. Let me give you guys context. On the day of December 22, 2022, videos of very adult content can be seen constantly through people's For You page on TikTok. And just as so, this would eventually get chaotic and more adult content spread throughout the app, and people would obviously make meme videos on the situation. And how did they make a meme out of this infamous event? By simply editing a scene where the characters from the very first Angry Birds movie are shown to be through a disastrous and chaotic moment to coincidentally emphasize the TikTok incident. And guess what date that video was published? December 23rd of 2022, literally a day after the event. Guys, I am so confident this is what this entry refers to. Holy shit, I feel so rewarded. Man, this entry could definitely refer to a lot of things I have mentioned, but again, I feel more geared to this explanation. You guys tell me in the comments below. And finally, we finished the iceberg, and this concludes the video. I just want to say, this video you are watching right now took a ton of time and research and effort into this, and even though I choose some days to take breaks from writing, editing, or hell, even making videos, I just want to say I'm so eager enough to still make videos, and I'm really grateful that some people out there watch my videos. Like, thank you guys so much. I have reached 1,000 subscribers, a milestone the elementary me would have dreamed of achieving. Thank you guys so much. This video is basically a warm thank you gift to you guys, as that Angry Birds video was a video that remained consistent and helped me boost subscribers. So here's another iceberg video that's pretty much the same content. Yay! Hopefully this one is better than my other one. I felt that video felt a little unprofessional. I appreciate all of you guys. We could definitely get better from here. That's all I have to say. Subscribe and like, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Later.